what is in this surah that's so epic that you have narration after narration after narration? And this is the most profound one. I was just blown away by this one. This is in Bukhari. عن أسيد بن حضير قال بينما هو يقرأ من الليل سورة البقرة. One night he's reciting Surah Al-Baqarah, this Sahabi, Usaid. وفرسه مربوطة عنده, and he's got a horse stable, and his horses are all, they're tied up right in his company. إذ جالت الفرس فسكت فسكتت. All of a sudden his horses started acting up when he was reciting, so he got quiet and the horses calmed down. فقرأ, so he recited recited Baqarah again. فجالت الفرس, the horses started acting up again. فسكت وسكتت الفرس, and so he stopped reciting and the horses calmed down again. He's like, why do I recite Baqarah and these horses go nuts? ثم قرأ, then he recited فجالت الفرس فانصرف. So then the horses started acting up again, and so he left, he moved back. But then he realized وَكَانَ ابْنُهُ يَحْيَى قَرِيبًا مِنْهَا. His little boy Yahya, this Sahabi has a little boy Yahya, he's at the stable right by the horses, and the horses are acting up, and he's afraid that they're going to trample him because they're acting up. فَأَشْفَقَ أَن تُصِيبَهُ, so he got really scared that they'll strike him. فَلَمَّا اجْتَرَّهُ رَفَعَ رَأْسَهُ إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. So when he pulled his son out, he lifted his head to the sky, and he noticed something in the sky. حتى ما يراها, and he went away until he couldn't see it anymore. So there's two weird things happening. One, the horses are acting funny. He's pulled his kid away. He's looking up and he sees something, and he goes far away until he can't see it anymore. So now he comes. فلما أصبح, then the next morning came. حدث النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فقال. So he came to talk to the Prophet ﷺ, but the Prophet ﷺ preempted what he was going to say. He said, اقرأ يا ابن حضير, اقرأ يا ابن حضير. Ibn Hudayr, recite. Like the Prophet's telling him, why'd you stop reciting? Like the Prophet already knows, ﷺ, that he's going to tell me about some recitation problem that happened the night before. The Prophet preempts him and says, keep on reciting. So he says, فَقَالْ فَأَشْفَقْتُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ أَن تَطَأَ يَحْيَى. I was really scared that they're going to trample over my son Yahya. وَكَانَ مِنْهَا قَرِيبًا, and he was really close to them. فَرَفَعْتُ رَأْسِي فَانْصَرَفْتُ إِلَيْهِ. So I raised my head and I just ran over to him and grabbed him. فَرَفَعْتُ رَأْسِي إِلَى السَّمَاءِ. As I was pulling him away from the horses, I looked up to the sky. Now check this out. فَإِذَا مِثْلُ الظُّلَّةِ فِيهَا أَمْثَالُ الْمَصَابِيحِ. So I see the likes of what looks like shadows, but they're lamps inside the shadows. I can't describe it, it's kind of weird. They're like shades, but they're like lamps at the same time, descending. فَخَرَجَتْ. So they started leaving, حتى لا أراها, until I couldn't see them anymore. And the Prophet ﷺ says, وَتَدْرِي مَا ذَاك? Do you know what that was? قال لا. He said, no, I don't know. He says, تِلْكَ الْمَلَائِكَ دَنَتْ لِصَوْتِكَ. Those were angels that came down because of the beauty of your voice. You were reciting Baqarah, and it attracted all kinds of angels, and they started coming down, and the horses would see the angels coming down, and the horses started freaking out because they couldn't handle the sight of angels. And you looked up and you saw these little beacons of light. Those were actually angels. وَلَوْ قَرَأْتَ لَأَصْبَحْتَ يَنْظُرُ النَّاسِ إِلَيْهَا. And if you had kept on reciting, the angels would have been so attracted that they would have become visible. They left the world of the unseen to join the world of the seen just to enjoy your recitation of Baqarah. That's how much it attracts the angels of Allah. And he says they would have come down so that people could see them. لَا تَتَوَارَ مِنْهُمْ. There would be no barrier left. People would have been able to see the angels because of your recitation. Subhanallah.